Hi, my name's Megan Walker and I am a Microsoft Business Applications MVP. And recently on my YouTube channel, I just started a series that is all about building and marketing your own personal brand. Now, as part of that series, I reached out to some other fellow MVPs and asked for their thoughts and feedback. What does personal brand mean to them? So I got some fantastic responses and some great video content. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to use it all in my series. So Jonas has put together a video of what he sent me. So hopefully we can get some more insight about personal brand directly from him. So I hope you enjoy his video.
So, what is a personal brand to me? Well, I think to sum it up, people should know my name without seeing my name or hearing my name. So when I create a blog post content or create a video or even create a tool that someone is using, it should be obvious that this content of whatever kind it may be, was created by Jonas. Then I have my personal brand. I don't have to sort of bloat my name all over the place. I should just be able to use my colors that I use in all my decks and my icons and my blog posts and everything. And people should know, okay, this is from Jonas. I think when I reach that, then I have a true personal brand. So, do I have a personal brand? Well, I think I do actually. Well, within this extremely narrow slice of the world that is Power Platform, Dynamics, XRM, Power Apps and whatever. So my brand, if I should talk about that, then is, well, slightly ugly. It's blue and yellow, which are really, well, to me, they're the most beautiful colors, but I guess not to everyone. So I'm using that. So I think the thing is here that I'm using what I have that stands out from all the rest of the people in this community. I am from Sweden. Not many are that are producing content. They're coming more and more. I'm happy for that. And I have my name, thanks to my parents. Well, Jonas, not many people in this community are called Jonas. And my last name, Rapp, what is that anyway? So I have that to go with. I don't have to sort of invent my own brand. I'm from Sweden. I have my name and I come quite far with that. I think I'm also staying consistent in the iconography and the colors I'm using and sort of the form language I'm trying to use everywhere in my content. So that is what creates my personal brand. It may be ugly, it may not be, but it is something, it's a brand. So I don't really care if anyone likes my brand. The thing is that they recognize it. That's the important thing. From the beginning, I didn't intentionally set out to sort of create my brand. I didn't know what I was doing. I was creating a blog, I was starting to create tools, and so I did not have my mind set on that from the start. But I mean, as time goes, you realize, okay, I'm actually staying reasonably consistent in producing my content, whatever the kind may be. So I'm sort of adopting, I'm getting into the branding, or I feel I am in it now. And it has passed through a set of different stages. If we're talking about the tools I've created for the XM Toolbox, they have all the time had consistent iconography. It's a circle with some abbreviation or acronym in it. But from the beginning, it was very much branded according to the company I worked for at that time. Then my company was bought by another company, so I changed branding again. And since I realized, okay, I may not be with this company forever, or my company may be bought again, I started producing and going back to this, the uniqueness I have. I'm from Sweden, doing the blue and yellow thing. So I've stayed consistent with that, and I'm applying it to the website I have and everything. So I like to say that I didn't start out thinking about branding, but I definitely am now. So Megan asked me if my brand is a reflection of me as an individual. No. I mean, the brand is there for strategic or perhaps even practical and tactical reasons to make sure that people recognize what I do. It's not meant to be a sort of mirror of my soul to be put out there. I don't know if you should have it like, I mean, I know there are those who do it and do it really well, like Sarah Critchley, the CRM cat. Everyone knows the CRM cat is Sarah. Well, her personality is she loves cats, so put that in there. And you have the, of course, tattooed CRM guy and girl, Chris Huntingford and Emma Darcy. They are using the personality as part of the brand. I really like that. Maybe I don't have that interesting personality, so I'm sticking with my Sweden and my name. So what do I do to stay consistent with my personal brand? Well, primarily to me, I guess, is the form language, the colors, the icons, the logos, and the whole shapes and in the content I produce. When you're talking about the logos for the tools, when you're talking about sort of the banners on my webpage right there and everything, they stay with the same form language. I think that's the most important. And also, of course, I'm following that whenever I get the chance to use my own PowerPoint template for presentations. I will stick with my blue and yellow brand there. And another thing that I think could be really important as well is to keep the level of your contributions on a consistent level. So you're not producing one day level 400 super deep techie stuff and the next day you're producing level 100 and this is the Power Platform. So stay consistent with a level as well so people know what to expect from you. My online handles and names, they are basically mostly based on my own name. So my website is jonasr.app, which I think is a really cool domain. And then, well, since I was a kid, I've been called Rappen, which basically translates to the rap. And I'm using Rappen on Twitter, on GitHub and LinkedIn and so on. So it might not be the best. It works mostly if you're Swedish, but I use it on as many platforms as I can. I do also have a few handles for some of the tools I've created, basically to have their own handles when the tools become bigger than me. So that makes it easy for the greater community who don't have any clue who I am or don't really care to find information about those tools as well. So I have the Twitter handle at FetchXMLBuilder and so on. The social media platforms I use are mainly Twitter and LinkedIn. Something on Facebook as well, but I think Facebook is too noisy and when I want to reach out, it doesn't really attract the audience I want. And when I want to read something, it's just too noisy for me. So Twitter and LinkedIn are the primary social media channels I'm using. And I think the key here is to follow moderately. If you follow too many different people, too many different sort of areas of contributions, then it gets too noisy as well. But don't be too moderate because, I mean, you risk on missing all the new stuff that's out there if you're just sticking to the good old channels you used from before. So, well, you need to find the balance there. I'm using Twitter and LinkedIn. My website and blog is a WordPress site hosted on WP Engine. I started out like 8 or 9 years ago and started with Blogger. It worked fine for then, but then a couple of years back I wanted to try something else. So I migrated everything to a WordPress site that was then hosted by a small Swedish provider. And as my own requirements got bigger for this site, I outgrew that small Swedish provider and quite recently moved to WP Engine. I do have a YouTube channel where I mainly post tutorials about tools I create and other stuff that are useful for the platform. But as with so many things, I'm way too little active there. I should do so much more, I think, but well, there's time and there's prioritizations. So this also means I'm not really doing anything to attract the audience there. But of course, I mean, when I publish something, I share it in all the channels. So yeah, it's slowly growing, but I really... Yeah, I want to make that part of my brand a bigger part one day. My advice to someone who want to start building a personal brand is to find your uniqueness. I mean, what makes you stand out from all the others in this flood of contributors in the community that we have? To me, as I mentioned, I'm focusing on, well, I'm from Sweden. I have an unusual name, even for a Swede. So find that part, and maybe you should be the next XRM dog or the pierced XRM gal or something like that. Well, find what makes you, what is you. But also be sure to stay away from the product names. Because we all know Microsoft changed their product names, all companies change over time, and the thing with personal branding is you want to stay consistent. So, well, the tattooed CRM guy, the CRM cat, you like the CRM acronym, maybe it will stick, maybe it won't, but yeah, so find your uniqueness and stay away from product names. The thing I find most challenging with building a personal brand is, well, the bragging. That's part of it. Well, everything is about the bragging. See me, this is what I create, this is what I want you to see in me. So doing videos like this and even having that MVP plaque there makes me cringe a bit because it's bragging. And well, being from Sweden, where we are, with the breast milk, we are fed the fact that you shouldn't think you are someone. It's very contradicted to what we're doing in this. We are trying to promote ourselves. So that's my personal most challenging thing. And I think, in more generally speaking, I think it's staying consistent. It's so easy to sort of, you start thinking, well, this old profile I have on LinkedIn or this design on my web page is ugly, it's old, I could do it so much newer and flashier and everything this year with the new stuff that's out. Well, but then you lose part of your personal brand. So I would encourage everyone to stick with the ugly, sucky, because it's you, and stay away from changing all the time.